So today I want to share with you the 30-day money challenge that's supposed to help you build generational wealth. Great. Now I'm gonna have to pick all that up. But if you can just do one of these a day and complete all 30, this will help you boost your savings, help you tackle your debt, and make you smarter with your money. One a day will keep the IRS away.
7 out of 10 adults, 70%, are stressed about their personal finances. And 57% of those making $100,000 or more per year are financially stressed too.
It almost makes me feel like throwing a... That's weird. Also, I just realized if you've never seen my videos before, but you click on them expecting to watch a finance video, but you see a guy doing magic tricks, it's probably like, why would I ever want to watch this? I don't know, but you'll probably see more magic tricks, so I hope you take this challenge and have fun along the way. So let's get into it. Hi, my name is Andrei Jikh. Hope you're doing well. Come for the finance and stay for the challenge. Starting with day one, it's all about figuring out your goals and values. Sometimes the comment section is like, don't you wish you sold your Bitcoins?
How are those NFTs going?
And the truth is, everyone's goals are different. Whether your goals are to spend more time with friends and family, or to save your first $100,000, or you run a YouTube channel where you have to show off your sick card skills from time to time and buy NFTs to get more views, those are different goals. Ultimately, what's most important is to know your why. If you know why you want something, it'll allow you to stay consistent at it even if you fall behind. My goal, for example, was to be the very best. My why is because catching them is my real test, but I could never catch them all. Day two is to find a financial accountability buddy. One sec.
Hey, what's up?
I'm doing a 30-day money challenge and I need a financial accountability buddy.
How much you got? It's not gonna be cheap.
Would you do it for the exposure of being on my YouTube channel? Okay, so jokes aside, I've always been really good at being a disappointment to myself and not showing up for myself all the time. But if someone else is involved, and if my failure means disappointing someone else, I have never not shown up. I've always succeeded at whatever it is I've tried. So accountability buddy, if you don't have one, get one. Day three is to open up a high yield savings account. Right now, you can earn anywhere between 4 to 5% relatively safely for having a high yield savings account. And that might mean the difference between earning $400 a year with one of these accounts to only $23 a year with the national average for every $10,000 you have in your bank account. Day four, start saving for a short-term money goal. Because saving money is just like cardistry. You have to build the muscle memory first, and that's how you'll build the consistency to get good at something. Like this move right here in cardistry is called the fan, and it's not that hard, but this is the 3D version of that move, and it's called the flower fan. When done well, it looks effortless, but I can't even count the number of years. I no more think of myself as being as old as I am than fly. But the point is that practice makes permanent, not perfect. Day five, see if you can figure out how long it'll take for you to pay off your loan. There's a loan calculator that does this for you, but one of my favorite tricks with paying off debt is the debt snowball. This is where you focus on paying off your smallest loans first, and as soon as you pay them off, you can roll those savings into paying off a bigger loan. Day six, build an emergency savings fund of between 3 to 6 months of your expenses. Now, if you have a stock portfolio that'll cover some of these expenses, then technically you don't need to build a separate one because you could sell off some stocks, but at least having this as an option will save you from any surprises like losing your job or potentially being annoyed by some magician trying to show you magic tricks. Day seven, figure out your credit card utilization ratio. Now the general rule of thumb here is to keep that utilization at 30%, but you've been lied to. Because it's been revealed that the average utilization ratio of someone with a perfect credit score is only 6%, while the average person's was 28%. So keep your spending under 10% of what's available to you every single month, and you'll build a better score way faster. Day eight, audit your subscriptions. Just cancel the subscriptions you're not actually using. Now in Magic, there's a lot of moves that we practice as magicians that we don't show to regular people, but we show them to each other because it makes us feel cool. Like this is called the one-handed top palm, which allows me to secretly palm and steal a card off the top of the deck, which I've never done on people, but I've practiced it a lot, so I think I'm gonna cancel it now. Day nine, automate your savings. And I'll add to that, automate your investing. Set up automagic contributions. If you can put away $500 a month, assuming 8% returns in the stock market, you can become a millionaire by age 35. But that also assumes that you start at the ripe young age of 0. But seriously, the earlier you start, the better off you'll be. Whether it's once a week or once a month, anything you can contribute consistently inside of your 401k, your IRA, or HSA is gonna make a huge difference in the long run. Personally, I automatically reinvest all of my dividends through DRIP, the dividend reinvestment plan, and I contribute about $200 per day into my brokerage account. Day 10, evaluate your bills. One sec. We've been trying to reach you regarding your car's extended warranty.
Oh, for the love of...
Look at all your bills, shop around, and I think you'll be surprised that you can lower the monthly rate on a lot of the things you pay for. Day 11, check your credit score. Pro tip, never actually pay for a credit score because you're supposed to get one for free. You can get one directly from your bank or by going to annualcreditreport.com, where you are legally entitled to a free report every 12 months. Day 12, make the most of your subscriptions, and specifically check to see if any of your credit cards pay for some of the services you're using. For example, Amex Platinum offers $240 a year or $20 a month in statement credit toward popular streaming services that you're already probably using. Day 13, fund your HSA. This is also known as a health savings account. It's what's called triple tax advantaged, and it is probably the most powerful tool the government has ever given us to avoid paying taxes. This is because money that you put into this account lowers your taxable income. Money that grows in this account is tax-free, and when you withdraw it to pay for qualifying medical expenses, it can be withdrawn tax-free. It's pretty incredible. Day 14, subscribe to Andrei Jikh. For a low price of $0, you too can save this endangered North American fur goblin. He's gotta pay his rent somehow. Go away. No, what it actually says is to subscribe to their finance newsletter, and I'll say to do the opposite. Don't subscribe to anything, don't watch the news, because money should be boring. Unless you're one of those weird people that gets their entertainment from watching finance content, especially on YouTube. Those are the weirdest people, but that can't possibly be you. Day 15, start investing. If you can't put away $500 a month, but you can do $200, you can still become a millionaire by age 45. That is, assuming you start at age 0. Rise and grind, network, net worth. Okay, but technically, learning from the pros is a good way to get insight into the stock market. In 2023, for example, it was AI and tech stocks that went up by a lot as ChatGPT became a household name. So much so, in fact, that it was roughly 20 stocks, mainly AI related, that were propping up the S&P 500, keeping it positive. Now, I also learned that the shareholders of these companies were mainly institutions at over 50%. But the trick is, how do you get access to this information? With Moomoo, you can track the quarterly holdings of over 20,000 asset management companies and large investment firms, and you can gain access into the investment decisions of some legendary investors like Warren Buffett, George Soros, or Peter Lynch. Like, for example, Mr. Buffett has a 45% stake in Apple, but he recently bought some new companies like Capital One Finance Corporation and Vitesse Energy. He also increased his holdings in Apple and Bank of America, and reduced his holdings in Chevron. So once you find the stock that you're interested in looking at, you can go to the detailed quote page to see more info, and the company tab will show you everything you're looking for, including the analyst rating feature, which can be used as a reference. But you can also check out the Moomoo community or the news section, which will give you updates about the company and what people think about it. And the best part is that once you open an account and complete the deposit requirement, you can get up to 17 free stocks, including a free AI-related stock when you use my link below. But you can also get a free Tesla/Google stock if you decide to complete the $5,000 deposit. On top of that, they also give you a $100 cash reward that you can use as a deduction when your stock purchase order exceeds $1,000. Make sure to use my link below in the description of this video. Thank you, Moomoo, for sponsoring this segment of the video, and now let's get back to it. Day 16, update your income with your credit card company. If you update your income as it's growing, then your credit card company will increase your credit card limit, which will decrease your utilization, which will make your credit score go up. Day 17, try reverse budgeting. I used to do this when I was making $50,000 a year. I would put away $2,000 a month first to invest, and whatever I had left, that's all I had to spend on food and housing, and it was really, really hard. I don't recommend doing that unless you want to have no friends. Fortunately, I have a lot of friends now, but they're all on the internets. Worth it. Day 18, use your tax refund to help you with your goals. Once you get your tax refund, you can use it to help you boost your emergency savings fund. But don't throw your money away on rent, because you could be living inside your LLC for free. Course down below. No, I'm just kidding. Don't look. There's nothing there. Day 19, take a step toward eliminating debt. And you can do this one of two ways. Number one, you can consolidate all of your debt under a single loan, but doing that might not be as advisable considering how high interest rates are right now. Or a really cool trick is to transfer your balance to a new credit card with an introductory rate of 0%, which on average should give you about 21 months to pay off your debt at 0 interest. Really cool trick. Day 20, reevaluate your prescriptions. The United States spends more money on healthcare than any other country in the world. On a per capita basis, we used to spend $353 on healthcare, and in 2021, it was almost $13,000 per person. And healthcare costs are usually the highest expense in retirement, so that's all the more reason to shop around, and don't forget to contribute to your HSA. Day 21, diversify your passive income streams. Now, they don't all have to be passive as long as you don't rely on a single source of income, which for most people is usually from their day job. Now, I've been fortunate to build over 7 passive income streams throughout my life, and it's been a journey, but it really helps lower my anxiety if one of them was to disappear. And as a magician, sometimes money disappears, and that makes me sad. And sad backwards is das. And that's not good. Day 22 is to tackle anything you've been avoiding. Anything from putting your assets into a trust so they're protected, or filing for a homestead, which lowers your property taxes and protects your family against creditors coming after them and your assets, or setting up a will, or literally any of the steps inside this challenge. Day 23, review your credit cards. Credit card rewards and perks change all the time, and I'll admit this is one I don't keep track of, but I do keep track of the annual fee because that's a pretty big one. Day 24 is to reassess the funds you own. Investors sometimes like to call this step rebalancing the portfolio, which is a step I'll admit I don't really do. Because I'm investing for the long term, I don't really care what my portfolio value is day to day or month to month or even year to year. But I will admit it is helpful to just check in and see what's going on, and even check in with your financial advisor, which could reduce your fees or increase your returns through things like tax loss harvesting. Day 25, calculate your savings rate. If you can increase your savings rate to 64%, you can retire in about 11 years. Basically, that means at that point, your portfolio will generate more money faster than you can spend it. And that's assuming you don't increase your spending though. Now, the way to figure out that number is super easy. Just take the amount of money you spend per month and subtract it from your monthly income. And then the result you divide by your monthly income. Here's a cheat sheet that you should save that shows you how fast you can retire depending on how much you're saving. Unfortunately, the average savings rate for Americans right now is only 4%. Saving 64% is really hard to do, but it is possible if you can focus on increasing your income. Day 26, shop for discounts on the things you buy. 93% of millionaires use coupons when they shop, and a fun trick is to put an item that you want to buy in your shopping cart online and then don't check out for a couple weeks. A lot of times, these companies will send you an email with a discount code to incentivize you to complete the checkout process. Day 27, increase your 401k contribution rate. Right now, the average is only 7%, but a really cool trick is that you can automatically increase your contribution rate by 1% each year and not even notice it. I did this for my parents a couple years ago, and their savings rate went from like 9% to 15%, and they never knew. Day 28, look into dividend stocks to build your passive income. A really neat trick is to put these stocks inside of a Roth IRA account, and you can receive all the income from those dividend stocks completely tax-free. Day 29, create a spending plan. And the great thing is that once you create it and you set the habit, you don't have to religiously follow it every single day. You'll just know automatically that you're doing it. But the focus should be on fixed costs first, things like your housing and your car, then your savings with your emergency savings fund, and if you already have that, then start investing. But whatever's left, that's what you use to upset Dave Ramsey with. And finally, day 30, read a personal finance book. And I still stand by this, but if you ever only read one book on finance and investing, let it be The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins. If you read that book just once, you will never need to watch another video again. So please don't ever actually read the book. If you got through this entire video, you must have really liked the magic tricks or you're really weird. Either way, love you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to grab your free stocks. Links are down below, and then go track them automatically with the spreadsheet linked down below in my Patreon. I'd love to see you back here on Monday, Friday, sometimes a Wednesday. See you soon. Bye-bye.